So I work at the University of Cambridge as a careers consultant, and I've helped people land job offers at the UN, to Harvard, to Nike and more. And if there's one insight I share with clients that seems to resonate the most, it's that all recruitment tests just three things: that you can do the job, that you want to do the job, so you're intrinsically motivated, and third, they like you. And I think this resonates as much as it does, because it makes clear the different kinds of value that you need to be communicating to secure those key offers. In this video, I'm going to detail exactly how to do this across the application lifecycle, from the application form all the way through to the final round interview, so you know how to show your quality against those three things you're being measured on. I'm Raj. Let's dive in. First, recruiters want to know you can do the job, and you're going to show you can do the job by linking examples from your past, whether that's in work experience or education, specifically to skills listed in the job description. So say for this museum business analyst role, they want organization analytical and communication skills. You should reflect on what you've done that best shows these skills. These linkages form the basis for everything in the recruitment process, including cover letters, CVs, and interviews. Example, let's say we're writing up our application form for this business analyst role, and we're asked the classic question, why are you interested in this role? Now, the best way we show we can do the job is by linking our experiences to those specific skills, kind of like this. Organization skills are central to my interest in this role. As part of my Treasury Secretary role for my rowing club, I maintained 3 interoperable color-coded spreadsheets that tabulated net cash flows from different expense systems, then writing an Excel macro to perform periodic audits to check for accuracy. And you do the same for the next 2 skills as well. Now, if we're translating this to interviews, it's exactly the same idea, but with a slightly different opening. So instead we might open with, sure, I'd love to share why I'm interested in this role. There are many reasons, but I'd like to focus on 3. And the first is my interest in organisation skills as part of my Treasury Secretary role for the rowing club. And then you see where I'm going with this. Again, we're implementing that structure of example, evidence, to show we can do the job. Now in your CVs, it's a very similar story. We're inserting those same skills as nested bullet points with 2 lines of narrative to really bring that skill to life. Now, as long as you can show this for at least 60% of the skills mentioned in the job description, you are golden, my friend. Remember, you don't need to have everything in a job description. It's a bit of a wish list. 2, recruiters need to know that you want to do the job. And they want to know this because you're more likely to be someone who wants to learn, be motivated, and to persevere when things get a little tough. Now, you can best show you want to do the job by identifying an aspect of that organization's work, talking about it in some detail, and then forming a linkage to something that you've done in your past. Here's an example of how that works in a cover letter. Contributing to digital initiatives through internal consultancy attracts me to the business analyst role. Whether extending current digital projects such as remote access to researchers or finding new ways to enhance visitor experience such as with AR, I'm drawn to bringing stakeholders' views to the fore. So this is us talking about a specific aspect of the role, and now the parallel will be coming in. There is a parallel to my experience at Transport for London. I facilitated 3 focus group discussions, bringing together users and non-users to write up recommendations on technology use for commuters. You see, by talking about what the organisation has done to that level of detail that they themselves have been excited to share publicly, it shows that you're really motivated to know the very fabric and nature of them and the work they're doing, and yet you're still attracted to the role. That makes you, in turn, super, super attractive. You definitely seem like the kind of person who genuinely wants to do this role. Okay, so the third and equally important thing recruiters are looking for is if they like you. And this doesn't mean you have to be the life and soul of the party, crack jokes, or be dripping with riz. No, thankfully, it's a lot more straightforward than that. They simply want to know if working with you will be okay, whether your behaviour will be predictable, that you won't be a pain. So here's what you do. Remember how in the first instance, we showed we can do the job by linking our experiences to the skills in the job description? In order to show that they're going to like working with you, I want you to take it one step further and explain why you're doing the things that you're describing. Example, let's say you're in an interview and you're asked about your communication skills. This is how I would weave that in. So in your answer, you talk about when you put together a visitor survey at a museum you worked at. You'll say what you did, you focused on writing clear questions, you asked varied types of questions, but I want you to go further and say why. E.g., you consciously wrote clear survey questions to reduce misunderstandings and get more useful data, and that you intentionally used open questions in your survey to get broader and more personal answers. It's subtle, but honestly, it's so impactful, and this often differentiates the really good candidates from the exceptional ones. Explaining the why opens up a window into your mind, which makes you easier to predict and easier to understand. And understanding is at the heart of being liked. That is how you're going to show that they will like working with you. Now, if you keep in mind that recruiters are really only ever looking to understand that you can do the job, you want to do the job, and that they like you, you're never going to drift particularly far from showing your full quality. I remember when I first came across this information way before I became a professional careers consultant, and it felt like accessing a cheat code. Suddenly, the whole business of recruitment became so much clearer. I could understand the motivations behind questions and therefore understand how best to optimize my answers. And I hope it has the same impact for you. Let me know if you have any comments or questions down below. I absolutely love responding to them. And please know I've been working hard on a 6-part series on mastering interview skills that's going to be coming out periodically very, very soon. So definitely subscribe and activate notifications if you want to get an alert the moment those become publicly available. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. I'll catch you next time.